The sevens game is an interesting game. It's it speaks the same interest as 15s does, but nowadays sevens is more popular. Sevens was invented by a butcher in Melrose who didn't have enough people to make a 15s team. This spawned up to the introduction of a World Series for both men and women in 1999. During the early days of sevens, you just mashed a few different people together, whoever turned up. But Scotland is the birthplace of rugby sevens, contra to popular belief. Pretty much now that's an Olympic sport that got introduced in Rio 2016. This spawned a lot of non-rugby playing nations to get on board, such as the USA, Spain, Canada, and so on. Some of your more traditional rugby nations, 15s nations, are not so good at sevens, like your Scottish, your Welsh, your Irish. Our Aussie women are quite good at sevens. Our men are also okay. This in turn grew the game in the women's uptake, which is pleasing for us in the sense that we can have lots of people, not just men but women, playing the game. Also, there's a lot of uptake in a lot of lesbian and gay people taking up rugby, since there was a gay team introduced in the early 90s. This is called the Bushrangers Club, and they're a Sydney-based club that don't get paid. They just play and they have a few beers afterwards. So it's sort of like socials rugby, like you would have at schoolboy rugby. This in turn spawned a massive interest in rugby, not only from the former colonies of the British Empire, but from far, far away as Norway, Sweden, and a few other countries in the Balkans and Europe. And it's still quite popular in Europe, even though some of the players come from traditionally non-rugby nations, 15s or 7s nations. Japan has also put its mark on the rugby world, first getting introduced into Japan in 1887 with a British missionary trying to convert the locals to Christianity. However, this guy was unsuccessful, but rugby remained a ever-growing sport in Japan up until the 2019 World Cup that they hosted, where they got to the quarterfinals. This in turn spawned an interest for rugby in Japan, and they created the top league for 16 teams throughout Japan. I also believe they have a second division league. I don't know any of the teams in that league, but I could look those up for you guys. Italy is another one, a relatively new rugby nation. Started towards the end of the Second World War in 1942, I believe, and that spawned the interest for the Italians there. Even though there was a version of Italian rugby way before 1942. Professionally, the game is growing in Italy, and they are ranked 14th higher than they actually are. But yeah, they didn't do so well in the most recent World Cup, Japan 2019. But hopefully next World Cup, 2023 in France, they can improve. I do believe that Italy can be a top 10 nation one day, but it's just going to take time. Like they're relatively new to rugby, the Italians. As I said, mentioning the 1942 date, which is not a old date by any stretch of the imagination, but it still has a long way. Rugby still has a long way to go in Italy, and rugby is an ever-growing sport there. Same with Japan. Japan, they love their rugby and they've got a lot better at it, culminating in the quarterfinals berth where they lost to South Africa at Yokohama Stadium in Japan. This was after some natural disasters,